Hello YouTube friends and welcome to my channel. So in this video I will show you the unboxing and first look of a new Emerson knife that my good friend borrowed to me because he was very lucky and obtained a Emerson knives Super CQC-8. These are fairly rare. I don't have the original box, so I used one of my older boxes. This is the style box that this knife would come when it was produced in 2006. And basically this is my indicator box, but this is the old style box. This is the new style box. So this is one of those legendary designs that I definitely have to talk about here on my channel. Maybe one day I will be also lucky and acquire a Super 8. For now, let's talk about this beauty here. So as always, there will be a pamphlet. Maybe not this one, this is the older one. They have a new style one nowadays, so don't expect this one with the man himself. So this was one of those designs that was introduced in a super size in 2009. So the original CQC-8 was designed for Navy SEALs and lots of other special operation groups or special forces in different countries have adopted the 8 for some units, and it is well known in the worst places all around the world. So I must say this is a beast. So the model number is S-CQC-8-BT because of the black oxide coating on the blade. Let me give you a nice macro on the laser engraving. So Super CQC-8. This one is from 2014, sorry, not from 2006, and yeah, low serial number. Anyway, so let me give you the specification really quickly. So we have an overlength of 25.9 centimeters, that is 10.2 inches. The blade length is 10.8 centimeters or 4.2 inches. Blade width is 2.7 centimeters, 1.1 inch. Thickness 3.2 millimeters, 0.12 inches. Hand length 15 centimeters, 5.9 inches, and the thickness is 1.4 centimeters or 0.54 inches. That is measured without the pocket clip. The CQC-8 is also called the banana knife, obviously because of the shape of the handle. I must say this is one of the best ergonomics on an Emerson that I had the chance to handle. I really also love the Commander and obviously the Patriot Vindicator and so on. They have this neutral style, slight curvature. It will fit small, large, extra large hands without any problems, and it has that pronounced finger guard to protect you. This, after all, this one was designed as a true fighter, and it has all the hallmarks of also a great EDC design. So the blade is made out of 154 cm. We know that is a standard for Emerson for these older productions. Nowadays they have also a couple of different other steels they're using. New models coming out in MagnaCut, which is a super step up from 154 cm. Thank you very much for that. It has that beautiful spear point shaped blade. Sometimes it is called also a drop point or reverse tanto, but Emerson has the specific name for it. It's called spear point. This version has the black oxide coating for basically to be to look more leaning towards the operator crowd for less reflections and so on. As far as the construction goes of the handle, we have the standard black G10. In this particular model we have a smoother one, not that super grippy coarse one that they are using nowadays, and we have full titanium liners. These are 6L4V, of course. As far as the construction goes, we have 4 pillars or standoffs here. The older models had a partial standoff made out of G10. Lock is obviously a titanium liner lock. Pivot assembly, it rides on the Emerson's Nylatron washers, and the opening method is via the thumb disk or the wave feature. The wave feature has also a nice finger ramp, and it will lock your hand without any problems, so you will not slip. After all, this was meant for slashing and stabbing, and to be ergonomically one of the best options for either standard saber grip or reverse grip. The protrusion of the blade stock here is definitely a option you can use for either breaking glass or bashing something. The pocket clip is made out of stainless steel. This is a stamped or banded pocket clip, the standard Benchmade style, which is known for, I don't know, over 25 years, maybe even more. As far as the lanyard hole, we have a 4.5 millimeter size large lanyard hole. The weight comes of only 200.7 grams or 7.1 ounces for such a big beast. So the CQC-8 has the standard V-grounded blade and then the chisel edge. The original CQC-8 was without the wave feature, and it had a chisel edge on one side. And the 2014 version of the Super CQC-8 has a nice swedge here. Just showing you to compare it with the regular CQC-8. This one is from 2006 and this one has no swedge. Since this is not my knife, I will definitely not do any kind of stress testing and bashing it. But I will show you the pocket profile even on such a large, big knife. This is how much it will be sticking out. Okay, now let's continue. Forgot to put a sticker here, so sorry about that. Usually you will get always a sticker in the packaging, but this is from another knife, so anyways, let's put it there to represent the brand. So Super CQC-8, here we have the regular sized CQC-8, and where did I put the Horseman or the mini CQC-8? So there is one more option that is in regular production from Emerson knives, and that is the standard CQC-8 with the flipper. And sometimes they also release batches of the headless versions, either in the regular 8 size or the mini or the Horseman. Okay, now let me show you a few size comparisons with other bigger Emerson knives. So here's one of my favorites. So this is the Vindicator. As you can see, it is dwarfed. And let's continue with the Commander. Let's put in the Super Commander. And the CQC-8 is much bigger. Then here is Another beautiful piece, the kick-ass combat knife, or the KEK. Then let's see a couple of similar blade shapes. This is the Combat Systems Fighter, also the Saberpoint, and of course well-known and venerated design, the Tiger. Okay, so to complete the Emerson knives, here is also a CQC-8, which probably started the whole tactical EDC genre back in the end of the 90s, when this was introduced via Benchmade to the wider public and the community. Okay, so let's continue with a couple of other knives. Here is the Strider SMF from ProTech. The biggest one I have is the TR 4.0 Tactical Response. As you can see, it is also dwarfed. Then let's continue with a couple of knives that are fairly inexpensive, for around 90 to 100 dollars. You can get the Berker Automat Kalashnikov 101. This is the version 0.2. It has also great ergonomics, and in my opinion, the design was inspired by tactical knives of the day, like Emerson. Here is the forgetting the name, the Otonashi no Ken, Williams design, mass produced by CRKT. As you can see, we are getting almost but yeah, this one should be also available in the frame lock configuration only. And of course, I also have to mention, if you have not access to Emerson knives or any of these others, then check out also the Cold Steel Recon 1, which in my opinion is also a great tactical / utility EDC knife, and you can choose from different kind of blade shapes, of course. And if this is too small, this is the regular size. There's also a mini and a micro, but if this is too small for you, you would like a little bit bigger, even bigger than the CQC-8 Super 8, then Cold Steel has the XL Recon 1 in clip point or Tanto. So this is probably one of the largest tactical knives that I have in my collection. Okay, let's go with also tried and tested 710 from McHenry and Williams design, made by Benchmade. It's a beautiful piece of knife, tactical history here. And now let's continue with a couple of other knives that you probably own or have. This is the Benchmade Reptilian. Paramilitary 2. I don't have currently the military here on the table, but it would be a little bit longer, still be dwarfed. Then I don't know. Let's continue with a couple of newer knives. This is the Keyhone from Berker Plus, the Knife Stock exclusive. The Real Steel Knives Griffin Pro. Now let's do the CVV Elementum, just for fun. Then let's do also the CRGRB Pyrite Old and Benchmade bug out. Here's the nav cylinder 2. There's a big lighter too. Ontario Red Model 1. This is the Spyderco Endura. Buck Sovereign. Here's a Sharpie. Here's the peanut pattern from Rough Rider. And let's close it down with the K-Bar Dozier Folding Hunter. So as far as pricing goes, since these are currently not in production and also not on the website, I did find the MSRP to be around $314. Maybe this is a older pricing, so if these will come back to production, maybe they will cost a little bit more. I would maybe speculate around 350, maybe 400. So, but if you want one, you definitely can look around forums, eBay, and so on, and maybe you get lucky like my friend did. So, with that being said, I would like to thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave comments down below. I'm more than happy to reply as soon as I can, of course. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. Big thumbs up to you. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to not miss any future videos. With that being said, wish you a wonderful day. Hope to see you soon. Bye.